I want to go back to the phone line and talk to Lori in Dorado, Missouri. Hi, Lori.
Hi, thank you, Hank. Just to let you know, I appreciate your ministry, and most everything I agree with you on and try to study. It keeps me on my toes. But the one thing that I'm not getting a grasp on, and I wonder if you can just be as specific as possible, I'm pretty well read, is just your interpretation of the second coming being different from what we think of today as the rapture. I understand that kind of you shy away from the thought that there is a time where God takes his people out, including the church, out of harm's way before his wrath falls, which is demonstrated in Scripture several times. Can you kind of elaborate on that for me?
Well, obviously, if it was shown in Scripture several times, then I would believe it, because I think that the Scripture is the final court of arbitration for faith and practice. So I don't think that this is shown in Scripture at all. My view is not that God has two distinct people, but that God has always only had one chosen people, one covenant community, beautifully connected by the cross, and then illustrated by Paul using a cultivated olive tree. The notion that God has two distinct people with two distinct plans, necessitating two distinct phases of the second coming, is a 19th century idea by a disillusioned priest, John Nelson Darby, who joined the Plymouth Brethren. And this idea, though it is new, I don't think finds any validation in the Bible whatsoever. Where do you find, first of all, that God has two distinct people? God has always had one chosen people, and that one chosen people were those who are the true seed of Abraham. Abraham was called to be the father of many nations. His name was changed to Abraham in evidence of that, through whom all the people of the world would be blessed. So God never chooses people on the basis of race, but on the basis of relationship to Yahweh, the God of Israel.
Okay. So in terms of modern day, the church is not going to experience a time when the Lord is going to remove the church before his wrath falls, right, before the tribulation. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Well, I don't see any evidence for taking the tribulation and moving it into the 21st century to begin with. Certainly, it is true, as Jesus said, in this world you'll have tribulation, take heart, I've overcome the world. And it is true that there were tribulations in the past. For example, there's a 3.5-year tribulation that takes place with respect to the Jewish wars and ultimately the destruction of Jerusalem and the temple. There's a 7-year tribulation that takes place under Antiochus IV Epiphanes. But there's no need or warrant biblically for driving that into the 21st century, nor is there a warrant for taking the tribulation that happened in the first century, doubling it, and driving it in the 21st century.
Okay. Thank you, Hank. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.